Hey folks, another video for you about Airlines Manager Tycoon. I just wanted to take some time to talk a little bit about some suggestions for your next hub. My first hub was LAX. I live in Los Angeles, so it just seemed like a logical place to start a hub. And then I did another hub. My second hub was in London, so I did London Heathrow, and that turned out to be a pretty good hub. And I've just bought my third hub, which is Barcelona, and I'll go into why I did that in a little bit. But first, let's kind of look at the first two hubs and see how they performed. I'll just really quickly tell you where I'm at rankings-wise. So I'll pull up my profile. I'm about to break in the top 1,700, and I've done that notably just on $12 billion of airline value. So that's if you compare to that to the ranking tables, it's pretty good. You see a lot of people are in the high teens, if not 20s and 30s, 40s of billions. I think there's one airline down here, JM Airways SG, that's also doing pretty well in the rankings with just 14 billion in assets. So I think those strategies working pretty well. I'm climbing the ladder pretty quickly here. So let's just quickly look at the hubs. Show you my network management window. I bought Barcelona recently, but I haven't started running any aircraft on it, so it's not making any money yet. I'm still waiting for delivery of my first A380 there. And as you can see, LA is pretty profitable. It makes about $80 million of structural profit every day, which is great. London has proved to be even more profitable, and I'll show you why. I'll just quickly show you some of my most profitable routes out of LAX. So again, I'm trying to run mostly 24-hour routes. So LAX to GRU, that's, I forget what the name of the city, but that's one of the airports in Brazil. DME is Moscow. CJU is one of the Korean airports. SSA, I think that's Sao Paulo in Brazil. DLC is Dalian, China. And all these routes are doing about $4.2 million a day. And that's just with one A380 flying once daily. So pretty good routes. As far as London, there's some more profitable routes, and I'll show you why. When I opened London, I discovered that there were a few routes where I could actually run two A380s daily. And I'd say they're not as profitable per airplane. So if you remember back in LAX, those routes were running about $4.2 million a day on one airplane. My best route out of London is Bangkok. That's this first one, and it's making $7.5 million a day. That's with two A380s though, so it's really like $3.75 million per airplane, which is still pretty good, but it's not as profitable per airplane as some of the single plane routes that I have. In any case, though, it's still kind of nice to be able to run two airplanes on one route, because you get to spread the costs of buying the route over two airplanes. So not a bad investment, good way to add profit to your airline. And yes, some of you are probably noticing I haven't equalized or optimized the demand on these routes. Frankly, as you start getting into like 40 or 50 routes, it just becomes really tedious and frankly expensive to be optimizing them all the time. So for like 10 extra passengers, I haven't been repricing these routes yet. So London to Bangkok, London to Hong Kong, London to Johannesburg. There's GRU again, the Brazilian airport. Taipei is probably one of the less attractive routes. I mean, I think Taipei, and I think that's Xiamen, China. Those are two airplane routes, and they're only making about $3.2 million per airplane. So not as good. Then you have London to SYX. I'm trying to remember. I think that's Shanghai, and that's only one flight a day. So that's a very profitable route, $4.3 million. And so there's been a lot of really solid 24-hour or close to 24-hour routes to run out of London, and really quite happy with London. I've basically run out of subsidy on London. I think I have like one more 3% subsidy, but I haven't even bothered buying it. All these airports are very profitable, and I decided it was just time to go ahead and invest in another hub. So now I'm going to Barcelona. I've bought a route. I haven't started flying it yet, but this is going to be Barcelona to Canton in southern China. It will be exactly a 24-hour route on an A380. And as you can see, there's actually quite a lot of demand, almost 2,400 passengers at the default prices. I don't think I'm going to run the default prices because it's quite low, $2,274 for economy. That's too low. If I just try the recommended prices and simulate, I'm going to have like 2,200 demand in economy, 400 in business, 135 in first class. So I'm going to run 2 flights a day, 2 380s, configured with like 550 economy, 100 in business, and the leftover in first class and cargo. And I think these are going to be pretty profitable routes, pretty profitable airplanes. And just to show you a little more why I did Barcelona, this is actually a great app. I just downloaded this app, but it's the same website that I recommended before for drawing radiuses around a point. Super useful and easy to use within iOS, so I definitely recommend checking it out, Free Map Tools. And this is the 24-hour radius for the A380 around Barcelona. And as you can see, actually I think it moved a little bit. Hold on, let me redraw this. Delete last radius. Barcelona, Spain. Draw it. Yep, that looks right. Okay. So I like this because it's going to give me a lot of the eastern coast of China. At least you can see Canton, or Guangzhou, which is my first route. I'm going to have Shanghai in there, Hangzhou. Going to have all of the South Korean peninsula, and then also like a good amount of Southeast Asia as well. So Phuket, Bangkok will be an option. Hanoi will be an option, and yeah, most of a good chunk of like coastal Asia, which is great. And then it also is going to have, I think we might be able to get to Lima, I haven't checked yet, in 24 hours. And then Mexico City is an option, Los Angeles is an option, even San Francisco is an option for 24-hour routes. So I think Barcelona is going to end up being a pretty good hub, and once I finish building it out, I'll give you guys an update. Anyway, that's it for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below, or feel free to subscribe if you like the video.